At SXM, we're taking travel and tourism to new heights. Here we boast spacious check-in areas, 10 passport control points, comfortable departure lounges, and an exciting new airport mall. Finally, there's an airport in the Caribbean that takes your travel plans as seriously as you do. Princess Juliana International Airport. The experience will move you.
Welcome to the Late Night Show. Hope everything is okay. Hope everything is all right. I'm your host, Andrew Dick. Okie dokie, what's happening on the lovely island of St. Martin? We begin with, when you mess with people's children, when you mess with people's kids, when you mess with people's picnic, you're going to get threats, okay? And the threats was real when some students decided to pick on the wrong one because Auntie sent a video all the way from St. Lucia and she tell you she coming. She ain't coming now because she working. She got to take vacation, you know? And then she coming to collect some ass. So beware. You don't know what I'm talking about? Take a look.
I just want to send this message to the people that live in St. Martin and they don't know how to control their fucking children. You see Brandon, you all interfered there today on the bus. And yesterday, whatever you're doing by the shop, I, Nikita, I'm coming for y'all. That message reaching St. Lucia, and I'm a fucking St. Lucian. And my nephew all fuck around with, what's the name? Sha, Danzel, Shaquille, whoever the fuck y'all is. What's the name? What's the name? Javier, I coming for y'all. That's the worst person people trying to interfere with. You all fucking trying to send my time. I coming at y'all motherfucking home and take y'all. Y'all can't even say sorry. Don't even say sorry. You see that video I just get there? You see that video I just get of my nephew all poking on the bus? I coming for y'all. I coming for your mother. I coming for all of fucking y'all. I'm in St. Lucia right now. And when I come on vacation, wherever I get in vacation, I come in at your fucking home. That's the wrong person child you'll interfere with. You know what I tell you? You see, Brandon, that is the wrong person child you'll interfere with. I will show you how St. Lucians do it. Welcome to St. Lucia in St. Martin. Watch.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
You know, I've always said that people who announce that they are coming are people that bite the softest. I've never seen somebody say, you know what, I come in next month around the 30th at 7 o'clock, I'll be at the airport, and then I come into your house. It's either they're waiting for you at the airport, or they're coming to see you, because you just give them a whole month. So I don't understand why people just announce, hey, I'm coming for you. Just go. In any case, or you leave Brandon alone because Auntie coming to cut some ass and she don't want no apology. You notice what she made it very clear. Don't say sorry. I don't want to hear sorry. I'm coming for you. Do the kids go change their names now? Yes, we still talk about kids here because now we have adults stop adulting and they throw everything out of the whole, let kids be kids. I'm coming for you. The question is, what are you going to do, Auntie? What are you going to do? You're going to cut their ass, right? You're not going to. Because then you'll have a problem. Because I've always said, there is always a mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, uncle, aunt, neighbor, love interest, all kind of different things. Or somebody that helped raise them. So you know how they say, in families, I could not mess with your family, but you don't mess with them. Tell me if that makes sense. Like, I could not be talking to a sibling, but you ain't going to disrespect the sibling and you ain't going to go touch the sibling. I ain't going to deal with that. But you know what? We ain't talking. It's the funniest thing. And St. Martin is kind of like that. There's nothing that brings a family together than a good ass whooping. Nothing that brings a family together than a good ass whooping. Oh, he did what? Or she did who? Oh, we come in. Anyway, Auntie in St. Lucia, stay in St. Lucia, please. You announce you're coming. You have your whole face out already. People know how you look like. They're going to just wait for you at the airport and arrest you on the spot. So, Auntie, don't worry. St. Martin going to... I was just about to say St. Martin going to deal with it, but... Nah. They're just going to tell them, don't do that again. That was very wrong. Don't do bullying. Don't bully nobody. And then it's on to the next fight that's going to happen tomorrow. Yes, every second, somewhere in the world, a fight is happening, like right now. Somebody just get a cut ass. For no reason at all. So at least let's have a good reason, okay? What else is happening? The Parliament of St. Martin met today. Central Committee meeting. Of course, the good MP Shamia Roseberg of the URSM has, called her second meeting in 1 week. Ms. Roseberg, you're learning, man. You're learning. She want to get rid of that rookie title very quickly. Not yet. Too soon. Almost had it. But I think it's a good attempt for the URSM to show that they mean business by calling ministers that are no longer responsible to Parliament, so they can tell you what they have been doing, and the ministers will be leaving, and the selected ministers that you are part of the coalition will then continue or change the process. So does it make sense? I don't want to burst a bubble, but why? Listen, I'm all for continuation, but what I don't get is these meetings that can basically result to nothing because, yes, you get information. Yes, okay. Oh, the prison is being built. Yes, we know this. It's been being built for the past 4 years with this government. So now that they're on their way out, you're just harassing them. It's basically a big inconvenience for them to come to Parliament so that they can tell you what they are doing so that you have majority. It makes no sense, but anyway, your highlights of the meeting.
Welcome to this Central Committee meeting of today, Thursday, February 29th. And at this time, I wish to give a special welcome to the Honorable Minister of Justice, Minister Anna Richardson. Also present today are support staff of the Minister as well as representative of UNOPS.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Minister. Good morning, support staff, Chair Lady, everybody. Good morning. I will dive straight into the questions. More or less, I am concerned about the project. Where will the prisoners be during the construction? Where will they be moved? Where all the prisoners will move? Also, what about the current facilities in the meantime, or in the short-term improvement plan for the prison? Meaning if they can get some new, let us say, new facilities inside when they're building the prison, not the same thing, more improvement. also, what about access to electronic communication for the prisoners? Has that been looked into? Like emails, WhatsApp, entertainment, and also how, excuse me? Sorry. And also, how does this bracelet or the ankle bracelet policy, how does this play during the construction field? Like, what will happen to some prisoners? And does this mean the lesser number for the inmates and who need to be household elsewhere? And also, what, sorry? I'm looking here, sorry I was late too. Thought I would be late for this meeting. Chairman, that'll be all for now, until the next round.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you for the presentation given by the Ministry and UNOPS. Through you, I have the following question, Madam Chair. In which phase of the project are we currently? I understood that we were in phase 1, but I just wanted that to be confirmed. If we are in phase 1, based on the project board, has it been established already? Based on the articles that I have read, I understood that there will be a prison, the finalization of the prison would be in 2028. Based on the presentation, I understood that we are still on schedule. So can it be confirmed that the finalization will be in 2028? And in connection to the question of MP Arundel, the transitional detention facility, where will that be? And will that facility also be that also humane and resilient accommodation for the prisoners? And how long will they be housed in that transition facility? What will be the new capacity of the prison? Because as we all know, currently it's 80. So what will be the capacity of the new prison? I understood and I've seen online that, and it was also mentioned in the presentation, that there are different projects and that there was a deadline on the 23rd of February for those projects, for companies to also be involved, local and also international companies to be involved in the building of the prison. So I would like to know how much companies have signed up for that market study and how much local companies have signed up. And in the hiring process of those companies, has it also been thought of to create projects that will also give the inmates the opportunity to participate in those projects? And I'm asking that question because I have seen that there's difficulty in creating employment for inmates and ex-inmates, and to find a job is very difficult. So has it also been thought about by UNOPS and the ministry to maybe create employment within those projects so that the inmates can also participate in the building of the prison? And I'm not talking about security-wise or establishing the groundwork, but within the prison there are severe work that needs to be done. So maybe it's an idea to also look into that if that hasn't been done yet, maybe in connection with a local company or an international company on the island, so that the inmates can also learn a trade, which then eventually can ensure that they have a job availability when they will be released and create job options. So I would like to know if that has been thought about as well. I don't know if I asked that, but how much companies have applied for that project, seeing that the deadline was the 23rd of February? Has that deadline been extended or is it final? Who has been involved in the designing of the project? I read that there were different stakeholders involved, but I haven't read in the articles, and you can correct, it can be corrected if I didn't see the information, Madam Chair, but in connection to the Inmates Association, for example, has it been asked what is missing currently in the prison, what the inmates are in need of to feel safe and create a humane prison facility, seeing that they are the ones that have been incarcerated. So has that market study taken place to involve the Inmates Association? If not, will that also take place? Based on the articles, I have seen that, for example, the prosecutor office and as well the court of first instance and other stakeholders have been involved. But is there a reason why, for example, the Bar Association have not been involved, seeing that they, especially the ones who practice criminal law, are in the prison on a daily basis? So maybe they can also give input. I think that was also mentioned in the report from rechtshandhaving. So if that didn't take place as yet, if the Bar Association on St. Martin can also give input in the design of the prison, and maybe there are certain things missing, for example, a panic button or whatsoever, seeing that we at this moment don't, in the prison, I'm aware that there's no panic button for emergencies. So it's also a question. Then, in connection to Miss Lali Center, the juvenile prison, will UNOPS also have involvement in this Miss Lali Center, seeing that the Miss Lali Center also needs improvement? What is the plan with the Miss Lali Center? Let me see. In connection to the new facility, what kind of workspaces? I saw the first plattegrond. I can't find the translation of plattegrond at this moment, but floor plan. Thank you, MP. I saw the first floor plan, and I was wondering what kind of workspaces will be created. Is there, for example, possibility of agriculture for the inmates? Has it been considered? Also, will there be a psychological department as well? Will there be a department for the young adults? Because at this moment, I believe all the inmates are incarcerated, not based on age level, but based on different areas of neighborhood, seeing the safety. So I was wondering if that will also be considered, that the young adults between 18 and 21 year old will be housed separate from the older detainees. Will there also be a separation in the pretrial detainees and the one that have been sentenced already? So that's a question as well. And the time frame, I don't know if I asked that already, but if I did not, what will be the time frame in which the detainees will be housed in the temporary facility? And in connection to the cells, will it be a single person cells, 2-person cells, or more, or a combination of both? And in the documents, I have seen that it has been mentioned, robust educational facilities. Can that be specified? What is meant with that? Will there be different classroom? Also in regards to the health facilities, can that also be specified? Will there be a dentist on site, a doctor on site? What kind of health facilities? Also, in connection to recreation, what kind of recreation activities will be available outside gym facilities? Just to have that a little more detailed. I believe that those are the questions for now, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and good morning to you, our Khafir. Good morning to the Honourable Minister, our support staff, the representative from UNOPS, my honourable colleagues, and everyone who is listening and watching in by whichever means. Madam Chair Lady, I am not going to sit here and pretend as if I am in favor of UNOPS doing any prison building in St. Martin whatsoever. In addition to that, Madam Chair, I honestly think that all of this should be put on hold until the new incoming government get an assessment of all what is to be done and what is not to be done. Because my question, Madam Chair, is what is UNOPS bringing to the table? What? Besides expertise. I mean, Madam Chair, when I look right here amongst this congregation, we have engineers, we have builders, we have contractors, we have individuals who can get the job done. So besides expertise, what is UNOPS bringing to the table? Madam Chair, lady, when I dive into the budget and I look at the budget, this one that we have here now for the 2024 budget, Madam Chair, I see that the country of St. Martin, the people's money, the taxpayers' money, we will be putting in something like 34 million guilders into the prison via the capital expenditures budget. That we put in that amount into it, into this project. So then, Madam Chair, lady, if that is the case, what we need UNOPS for? 34 million. 34 million guilders into the prison via the capital expenditures budget. My question is, who will be administrating this money? Who? And what is the use of UNOPS? What is their use? What is their purpose? Because it seems as if we have the money, Madam Chair lady. So I would like to know exactly, besides their expertise and a nice architectural drawing, what do you bring to the table? What it is that UNOPS is bringing to the table concerning this facility. Madam Chair lady, I fear again that concerning this project, we go out and we look for all the United Nations this and World Bank this and all those sort of things because it sounds nice. Because these things are international agencies, but then we just need to take a stark look at the airport. And we might just end up as being one like that. In addition to that, Madam Chair, I would like UNOPS to give me a detailed breakdown, what they have done to mitigate their corruption scandal that they have had in 2022. The last time when they was there, they just spoke about they removed the director and they removed this. But I want to know in detail what steps they have taken that this don't happen again. And right now, Madam Chair lady, based on what is going on in the world, nothing that comes out of the United Nations, one can talk and say, well, they are doing anything good. It's more like united nothing when it comes to what is happening, Madam Chair. I am troubled and disturbed. I don't see nothing coming out of it. Madam Chair lady, what I see is that St. Martin is spending a ton load of money, and up to this present moment, from all the time that UNOPS comes in here, I still haven't gotten an answer or seen what they bring to the table besides their nice presence here in my country. In addition to that, Madam Chair lady, I would like to know, Madam Chair, what is the consequences? Because we hear them spoke a while ago, based on this and the Mandela goals and all those sort of things. What is the consequences to the country in particular if our prison is not up to par in the next 5 years? What sort of bad reports can be given to St. Martin? What? And where would it be coming from? Who will be saying? Human rights agencies, United Nations, World Bank, Dutch government, BZK. What? What is the consequences of it? Because, Madam Chair, yes, the prison is bad. Madam Chair, Phillipsburg is bad. Simpson Bay is bad. Lally Center is bad. But, Madam Chair, thus far, everything in this country that the World Bank have their hands on, the IMF, United, everything, I haven't seen nothing positive come out of it as yet. Nothing. So my main question is, what are they bringing to the table, Madam Chair lady? I would leave it there and come back with a few more questions. I thank you very much.
Okay, Pete, drum roll, please. I need a drum roll. Why I need a drum roll is because Sylvia Jacobs, guess what? She was a member of Parliament today. Yes, the Prime Minister sat there and questioned her fellow minister, Sylvia Jacobs, and her fellow minister, what's her name? Anna Richardson, about the prison. For the life of me, Sylvia Jacobs asked the Minister of Justice if she could give a timeline of how we got to the prison situation that we have now. And she literally was talking to the minister like, I'm a member of Parliament now. I don't know you, woman. I don't know you. So, Minister, can I have a presentation of this, where we at with the prison? Because I don't know nothing. I absolutely don't know nothing. I'm just a new, fresh MP and I'm green. No, you're not. You're white. Party is white. You're black. Well, I don't know if they're going, the black, it's more like a red woman going to claim you more than the black race, you know. I don't know. She's in between. I don't know. Light skin. Light skin, yeah, light skin gang. Light skin gang. Okay. So, at the same time, you asking somebody that you have been in government for the past 4 years about something you're supposed to know about as the head of the Council of Ministers. That was the nicest way I could have put it. No. We gonna play that presentation. That questions that this non-prime minister and now just a member of Parliament and leader of the National Alliance, which Anna Elaine Richardson is part of, because she was number 7. Maybe she wouldn't know that. As the leader of the party, questioning your own party member who's also a minister, a fellow minister, for God's sake, and you asking her about something you're supposed to know about. End of rant. Pete, please, do me the honors.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did arrive a bit late, so good morning to one and all. My colleagues, Chair of Parliament, Khifir, and of course, the Minister of Justice, my colleague Anna Richardson, and members of the UNOPS and your support staff as well within the Ministry of Justice. While I would like to still receive the presentation myself to see exactly what was stated, having still sitting on the other side, I would like if the minister and or support can give, whether it was in a presentation or not, I'm not sure, the process that led to us involving the UNOPS in this process to be able to upgrade the prison, exactly the timeline, what is needed, etc. Because I hear colleagues in here asking for a stop to things, but I know that the mandate of this government is to continue, and continuity in government is what allows projects to be finalized. So I heard another MP ask about the status, where we are, what phase, etc. And so besides that, I would like for the general public as well maybe to be reminded as to where did they start, and what steps had to be taken for us to be here, as well as the total cost of the project, not just what is in our budget, but what has also been granted to St. Martin to be able to get this project underway. It is always easy to throw rocks when you don't have all the details. So for me, it is important for the people of St. Martin to have all the information so that they are able to judge where we are with the project and also hold the incoming government accountable to ensure that it gets finalized. Because I know from experience the difficulties that we had to secure the funding to be able to upgrade the prison. And so I look forward to getting that explanation so that the people of St. Martin are aware and that the wool will be removed from their eyes. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And the support staff and the members and everyone else in the Tribune. I have a couple questions. And I must first say that some of the questions that I had, MP Manuel already asked them. Being new to Parliament, not knowing all the details, like MP Silveria mentioned also, maybe makes me green. But the presentation itself was somewhat short, and so if I would definitely like to get a proper presentation with details that a lot of these questions then would be answered in the presentation. That would help a lot. But one of my questions is, what exactly and how exactly St. Martin benefits financially from having UNOPS involved in the whole project? I saw in the presentation that there was something about a saving of 32%. To the bottom, very small written down, saved from phase 1, but what the total is it 27 million? Is it 34 million? That I'd also like to know. What are the benefits? Because this, as I understood, are from the CapEx. These are funds, these are the taxpayers' money. So the benefits of having actually UNOPS dealing with this whole project. What is the interest rate that the country needs to pay back for this loan, for this project? And what is the total cost? And when I say the total cost, the question is not just the facility, but also the moving of the inmates, everything from A to Z. What is the total cost? Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
Oh, yeah, okay. Make sure smile. Make sure say your name, and make sure say Madam Chair a couple of times. Oh, sorry, that's La Cruz right there for you. You notice you with the yellow pad there, boy? Oh my God. MP La Cruz. Oh, he's my favorite right now. He's just like reading the whole time. And I understand that I'm not sure. I'm pretty new. Duh. We know. Just letting you know, MP La Cruz, we know. Thank God. The other members of Parliament also chimed in. But it was an interesting discussion. The people from who's responsible for building the prison, UNOPS, was there, and they gave their presentation and their answers on some of the questions the members of Parliament had.
Hi guys, it's Jimmy Sachs. It's always an honor to be with St. Martin. My first two performances at Roxy Beach were epic. We recorded the hit single Smile. Second time we did Time. My third and final performance will be on March 23. St. Martin, I promise you, you don't want to miss this one. See you on March 23 at Roxy Beach. All the best, Jimmy Sachs.
Hi, Mom. How are you?
Hi, darling. I'm fine. Just calling to say hi.
Oh, okay. We got over here.
Girl, I hear watching this movie and it.
But, Mom, you finished all your minutes yet?
No, girl. Talem has new postpaid plans and automatically upgraded my postpaid package.
Is that so?
Guess what? I am getting more minutes and almost double the amount of data for the same price.
I guess I'm making a switch now.
Let me call you back, Mom.
Hey, Tash, you hear about Telem new postpaid plans?
Madam Chair, Lady, through you, I'd like to ask the Minister a few questions regarding, I just heard Mr. Gonzalez stated through you, Madam Chair, Lady, that the pretrial detention will not include women. And I would like to know then what provisioning is made then for the women, how many rooms or how many cells will be allotted to the women facilities, and also with regard to the education program, it was also something I wanted to ask during my last meeting with the Inmates Association last year. Many of the inmates are not taking the GED program because in their mind they're saying, okay, I'm going to have a negative code of conduct anyway, so why do the course and then no one's going to hire me? What is UNOPS, or maybe with assistance of UNOPS, what is being done to curtail that? Is there a transition phase for the inmates, or is that going to be in place that they can go into society, work with a GED, with assistance from the prison, whatever program? Is there going to be like a post-facilitation for those trying to find work with their new certificate, GED certificate, or any certificate that they may have after? Also, I heard Mr. Gonzalez, through you, Madam Chair Lady, stated that they're going to be following the standards of the Nelson Mandela rules and the CPT recommendations. Are any European standards also going to be taken into consideration? If so, what type of European standards are you going to be following or taking into consideration during the rebuilding of the prison? And lastly, I heard through the minister that the sewing center is operational. I heard last year there was no instructor. So is the Minister of Justice now saying through you, Madam Chair Lady, that there's an instructor in place? And if yes, is it fully operational? And how many inmates are currently registered with the sewing program? Thank you, Madam Chair Lady.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good afternoon to the Honorable Minister of Justice and our support staff. I have a couple questions to ask the Minister of Justice. And just to add, what measures are in place to prevent overcrowding and ensure the safety of both inmates and staff? What specific safety measures were incorporated into the design and construction of the new prison facility? Are there provisions for natural disasters resilience and mitigation incorporated into the reconstructed prison infrastructure? And last, has there been any other investment in rehabilitation programs or initiatives alongside the reconstruction? That's all, Madam Chair. Thank you.
I'll commence with the questions that MP Heiliger Martin posed, and it went into the education program. MP Heiliger indicated that many inmates are not taking the GED courses because they are not going to be hired. They're not going to hire me, quote unquote. She was indicating communication with inmates. I just want to start off by first mentioning that when I have inquired about this, the actuality is that currently there are 25 inmates that are currently enrolled in the GED program. 17 of those are at Harvey Bay, and 8 out of the 9 at MLC are participating in the GED program. As a matter of fact, there is at least one individual who is coming up for release within the next 6 months, before that, but he has 6 months remaining in the GED program and has requested if he can remain in the facility to complete the program whilst he's in there. So, and then as far as, those who may express that they don't see the purpose for engaging in the GED program if they're not going to be hired, and that, that requires counseling, it requires encouragement. That's a whole different discussion versus the impression that many are not taking. The maximum that can do for now is 25, and there are more who are expressing interest who want to participate. But of course, we would have to leave this first set complete and then engage with the next. And yes, we have a job to do as a ministry, but we also have to engage in the support of our social services as well as our education ministry, counseling sessions to be able to engage. And then we currently have someone who has even submitted a proposal that wants to encourage individuals within our prison facility about entrepreneurship. So yes, it may be difficult to secure yourself a job, but with the support of being guided about entrepreneurship, financial management, and these, one would be encouraged to consider establishing businesses for themselves or that they would own. So we are exploring all of these. And there's a question as, will it be a part of the transition phase, or is there a development for a transition phase before returning to society? Yes, that's a part of the rehabilitation. Even churches are visiting the prison facility and being counselors and support to our inmate population to help them in the process of returning to society. So a lot of effort is done. There's no limit to it. Because everyone's circumstances are different. So we are exploring different ways to be able to support our inmate population in preparing them to return to society. The Sewing Center, MP Roseberg brought the clarification herself to the MP because the instructor is there, he never left. I checked with the director of the prison, Mr. Carty, here next to me, and he indicated that there is fabric at the facility, Madam Chair Lady, through you, but it is old fabric. So that fabric is being used as part of their training. There is fabric on order. They're just waiting for the payment to be processed, I believe is the stage that the advice is on. Yes, he's shaking his head. That is correct. And new fabric will be purchased that could be then made into the necessary clothing for distribution. However, the old fabric that had been in the facility is what is being used to train the inmates. I'm waiting for the answer from our legal in terms of the Landsbeslui general measures establishing prison measures. I'm waiting for our legal to provide confirmation on that one. If I may move on to questions from MP Roseberg through you, Madam Chair Lady. Can answers already be given in, and yes, so we're going to share those answers to you. And then the sewing facility, I just touched on that in terms of confirming that it is old fabric that is being used to help train the inmates and new fabric on the way. As far as the females are concerned, sewing machines have been purchased and they are on their way. That will be placed over into the female section because MP Roseberg, you're familiar with the facility in terms of how it's structured. You would have to go through the male area and so to be able to circumvent that, sewing machines have been purchased for the ladies and will be placed in their area. And when it comes to MP Christopher Emmanuel's question posed to both my person as minister at the ministry and also seeking response from UNOPS in terms of their commitment. I remember this question had been posed before by the MP, and I did provide a number of measures that UNOPS has put in place to be able to address the concerns where that specific incident took place. As a matter of fact, if I can recall correctly, UNOPS also indicated that there are different sectors of UNOPS structure that this incident does not affect the support and service as a procurement institution for the Ministry of Justice, for St. Martin in this capacity. It is two separate structures, but I will allow UNOPS to be able to give more insight about that. And once again, we are willing to return to be able to give a thorough presentation on where this all commenced and where we are. So through you, Madam Chair Lady, if you would permit, I'd like to turn it over for UNOPS to give the remainder. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. And through you, Chair Lady, I will proceed to answer to the questions of the honourable members of the Parliament. Once again. Now, once again, thank you very much for your questions and your continued engagement. We will seek to provide as much clarity as we can as part of the collaborative effort to make this project a successful St. Martin. With regards to the preoccupations of MP Christophe Emmanuel, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for your question. We appreciate your concerns and your diligence in ensuring that public funds are secured, transparently and efficiently managed. As I indicated, the organization is going through an important reform subsequent to the STI, and I can assure you that all mechanisms have been implemented to ensure that St. Martin is not affected by the failures that the organization may have known in the past. I would also like to take this opportunity to remind us that this agreement, not only was it signed after the STI, and thus learning from the mistakes of the past, but that in 2022, as part of the initial discussions with St. Martin and BZK, due diligence was performed by the government of St. Martin and the government of the Netherlands prior to any signing of this agreement, and specific transparency measures were designed, among which, for example, the establishment of a robust governance structure that to this day has proven efficient. I will also take this opportunity to remind that the course of action of UNOPS with regards to addressing the STI, as you rightfully mentioned, UNOPS presents its action points and its response plans to its executive board. The first session was held in November 2022. As you rightfully mentioned, the second session was effectively conducted in February 2023. And then subsequent sessions were held in June 2023. And the last one was held in January 29th, 2024. I am pleased to share with you that based on the 49 KPMG recommendations and the identified 82 UNOPS actions, at this stage, we have completed 90% of them, and the remaining 10% are in progress and will be completed during 2024 to ensure that UNOPS is better equipped to support its partners and the needs of the government. I just want to highlight that trust from the government of the United States is not my place to comment, and therefore I will not delve into details. With regards to the preoccupations of MP Heiliger Martin, with respect to pretrial and convicted female inmates will share a ward with a capacity for approximately 12 inmates. As per international standards, no inmates should be isolated during long periods of time. We ensure compliance with the standards by not separating the pretrial female inmates from convicted female inmates. If we were to separate the pretrial and the convicted, we would be performing isolation of these two groups in breach of international standards. With regards to the application of the standards Nelson Mandela rules and CPT and the application of European standards, let me clarify that the CPT standards are actually European standards, so by design we are in line with European standards. But furthermore, you will know, may be pleased to know that the design, in terms of structural terms and infrastructure, are actually compliant with the St. Martin Building Code, which is itself designed based on the Euro codes, which are European standards. With regards to the preoccupations of MP Roseberg, and the transitional facility. So there was a preoccupation with regards to what is the nature of the transitional stage, let's put it that way. The inmates will not leave to any other off-site facility, so they will remain in their current facility until capacity is established to accommodate them in the new facility. The transitional facilities approach has been descoped, And the staged construction of the long-term facilities allows us to eliminate any need for any investment in transitional facility or any movement associated with moving people around any potential detention alternate solutions. With regard to psychological and psychiatric care, yes, a basic forensic care unit is included in the design, so there will be capacity to attend this matter at a basic level. Health facilities. They will include a waiting room, a consultation room, an inpatient room, a nurse room, storage for all sorts of medical inputs, social workers' office, interview and examination rooms, dentist consultation, interview and examination rooms for mental health care, as well as an observation cell and a medical treatment rooms. All of these requirements are based off the standards that we will apply and are designed to meet the capacity that we foresee for this infrastructure. Will there be a gym facility? Well-being of the inmates is, of course, at the heart of our concern, and gym facilities are included in infrastructure design, as well as an outdoor sports court. So these needs should be met considering the future design. Addressing the concerns of MP La Cruz. First of all, thank you very much for specifying your concerns in very specific points that I will now try to address, and of course this will be completed by all the information that we will provide in subsequent stages. With regards to the very direct question of what does it cost for a country to have UNOPS on board. To respond very directly to your question, at the present moment, it doesn't cost anything to St. Martin for having UNOPS on board. The first phase of the project is financed through cooperation by Besetka and through the Netherlands. So at this stage, it doesn't cost zero to St. Martin. I would like to take this opportunity to highlight and clarify that UNOPS is a non-for-profit organization. It does not generate revenue, and it operates solely on a cost recovery model. So the cost of UNOPS implementation support is dictated only by the complexity of the project and the teams that we mobilize for the project management, only. So basically, if there is a complex project, we mobilize personnel and we just pay for this personnel that you need to implement this project, and we pull them out once they're not needed. So it's solely cost recovery. With regards to the procurement activities during Q2, all the procurement processes, and especially the big ones, will be open to both local and international suppliers for the sake of achieving a proper market size. Nevertheless, specific clauses will be built in the contract modality to promote the involvement and development of local businesses. With regards to maybe evidentiating or detailing what entailed the saving of 32%. Phase 1, and this I can disclose, Phase 1 had a specific budget for a series of activities that included design and procurement of the construction. It was approximately $4 million for the first phase. For this first phase, we have accomplished approximately 32% saving, which is an equivalent of $1.3 million in activities. These savings came mostly from our optimization of the design and the implementation approach, which allowed us to confirm that it was feasible to continue operations in the current facilities while the new facility is being built. We are also working actively into an optimization of the design structure without never compromising quality and effective procurement to make sure that we're actually achieving more savings. All of these savings will be re-injected to finance the second phase, and thus diminishing the contribution that St. Martin will have to make through its own budget for financing these activities. And maybe I'll take this opportunity to clarify that any other cost optimization that will be performed in the future stages will be reintegrated through the project or being returned to you. Finally, with regards to the preoccupation of MP Maingrad, overcrowding. So the new capacity was established based on a 40-year projection of the needs. This includes regional crime trends, global observatories, general practices. This will ensure that the prison capacity is sufficient for the intended lifespan of the new facility and avoid any overcrowding, which was actually the main concern that generated our intervention. With regards to specific safety measures in the design and provision for national disasters, we are aware of the conditions in which St. Martin operates, and especially the climatic conditions. The national building regulations are adhered in the new facility, and we're working very closely with the Ministry of Roaming. And all local conditions, including but not limited to high wind speeds, hurricane, rainfalls, subsoil conditions, are taken into account in order to deliver a sustainable but climate-resilient new facility. All our consultations are held in continuous conversation with Ministry of Roaming, the fire department, and thus we're ensuring full compliance and their support all throughout the design stages to be continued during the implementation. I think I have answered all of the questions. Thank you very much, esteemed Member of Parliament.
Okay. I know, that was a lot, right? Whew. You're just sweating just watching it. That is it for the late night show. It's time to go already. Goodbye. So long. Until tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.